Welcome back to the Season 2 premiere of Blank Space Podcast, Part 2. Enjoy this episode finale of Blank Space, where my space is your space too.
Anyways, finally our last Philippines story. A UFO sighting over Pangasinan, Philippines. Alright folks, we're going back a bit, but it's a story that still has people talking. In December 2022, residents of Pangasinan, Philippines, had their eyes glued to the sky when they spotted something unusual. And by unusual, I mean a UFO. An unidentified flying object that left everyone scratching their heads.
Nananatiling palaisipan ngayon sa maraming taga-Pangasinan ang isang bagay na namataan sa Himpapawid, Kamakalawa. Sa video post na kuha ni Mark Collado Dapar sa Natividad, Pangasinan, makikita ang isang tila hugis airship sa kalangitan. Akala raw nila noong una, nilipad na lobo lamang ito. Ngunit nang i-zoom nito ang kanyang kamera, tumambad ang kulay puti at tila kumikinang na sasakyang panghimpapawid. Ang naturang sasakyang panghimpapawid ay namataan sa iba't ibang lugar sa Pangasinan hanggang Baguio City. Bagamat wala pang kumpirmasyon ng mga otoridad hinggil sa bagay na nakita sa kalangitan, may ilang netizen ang nakapuna na tila hugis ito ng isang 250 feet airship mula sa China na tinatawag nilang U-1 Meng na dinisenyo para sa surveillance. Nauna nang pinalipad ito noong 2015 para sa 2 araw na test sa Mongolia, subalit wala pang anunsyo ang China kung muli itong nagpalipad ngayong 2022.
Now personally, I do think UFOs exist and it's legitimate. But there are many more sightings that are not. In my opinion, the video shows that this sighting is clearly just an advanced military aircraft and man-made, probably one of the latest examples of a classified Chinese surveillance program. But it's definitely not a commercial or known military aircraft, that's for sure. I could be wrong. Maybe it is from an otherworldly origin. As many others explained, sightings have been seen in the Pangasinan area for a long time. Just imagine going about your day and suddenly seeing an object lighting up in the sky, moving in ways that no regular aircraft can. That's exactly what happened in Pangasinan, where locals captured the mysterious lights on video, sparking all sorts of theories from alien visitors to experimental military aircraft. While officials and experts have been tight-lipped or quick to offer logical explanations, the footage remains one of the most compelling pieces of evidence of something out there, or at least something we're not used to seeing. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, this story is sure to light up your imagination. So the next time you're in Pangasinan, maybe take a moment to look up. You never know what you might see, even ghost sightings, according to our last story. It sounds like a whole lot of strange things go down in Pangasinan. Just be sure to have your camera ready. From the sounds of it, you're likely to experience an encounter you won't want to miss. Now for our final segment, the Global Offbeat News. And now for our grand finale, we're going global. Brace yourselves, folks, for a whirlwind tour of the weirdest, wildest news from around the world. These stories will leave you scratching your head and possibly checking under your bed. First up, man discovers 175-year-old champagne bottles in shipwreck.
Pop the champagne. Because a team of Polish divers found plenty of the bubbly at the bottom of the Baltic Sea off the coast of Sweden. The team discovered more than 100 bottles of champagne within the remains of a 19th century shipwreck. But that isn't the only beverage among the wreckage. Explorers found the ship to be loaded to the sides with wine, mineral water, and porcelain as well. Historians say the stamp on the mineral water comes from the German brand Seltzers, which is still around today, as is the pottery factory where the wine was bottled. Researchers hope the company can shed light on the ship's history. The divers say sonar led them to the vessel, which was first believed to be a fishing boat Further inspection revealed a 19th century sailing ship in very good condition.
A team of Polish divers from Baltic Tech, led by Tomasz Stachura, prepared for a routine dive. Little did they know they were about to stumble upon a piece of the past. As they swam deeper, the outline of a shipwreck began to emerge from the gloom. The wreck lay largely intact, a ghost ship frozen in time. And inside those crates? Champagne. It was a moment of pure exhilaration. Cameras clicked and whirred, capturing every angle of the submerged treasure trove. The images were stunning. Rows upon rows of champagne bottles, nestled in their crates, seemed to stretch endlessly into the blue. The champagne was just the tip of the iceberg. Further exploration revealed a fascinating array of artifacts. There were delicate porcelain dishes, their patterns still visible despite years underwater. Wine bottles, their contents a mystery, lay alongside clay pipes and leather-bound books. Each object whispered tales of a bygone era. The sheer volume of champagne was astonishing. It spoke of a time when luxury goods traversed the seas, destined for grand tables and opulent celebrations. The questions swirled as the divers carefully documented their find. Historians and archaeologists were captivated. The find offered a rare glimpse into the world of 19th century trade and the consumption habits of the elite. It was a chance to uncork the secrets of a bygone era. The champagne itself became a focal point of research. While the exact brand remained elusive, experts believed it to be a high-quality vintage. The style of the bottles, the corking methods, and the sheer quantity all pointed to a luxurious product destined for a discerning clientele. Among the champagne and other treasures, the divers discovered something else intriguing. Clay bottles, sealed with a familiar emblem, lay scattered amongst the wreckage. These were bottles of Selters mineral water, a premium brand favored by royalty and the upper classes in the 19th century. The distinctive stamp on the bottles indicated that they were produced between 1850 and 1867. This narrowed down the time frame of the ship's sinking and provided a starting point for further historical investigation. The Champagne shipwreck in the Baltic Sea serves as a poignant reminder of the power of the past. Beneath the waves, history sleeps, waiting to be reawakened. Each shipwreck is a time capsule, offering glimpses into lost worlds and forgotten lives. Shipwrecks like this one connect us to our shared human history. They remind us of the fragility of life, the vagaries of fate, and the enduring allure of the unknown. As long as there are shipwrecks to be discovered, the echoes of the past will continue to captivate and inspire us.
Cheers to the luckiest treasure hunter in Poland. Imagine stumbling upon a shipwreck and finding not gold, not jewels, but champagne. And not just any champagne, 175-year-old vintage bubbles. Now, I don't know about you, but if I were him, I'd be tempted to pop a cork and see if history tastes any different. The ship was loaded with luxury goods, porcelain, and even mineral water. I guess back then they knew how to travel in style. And honestly, if you're going to get shipwrecked, might as well do it with a decent stash of booze, right? Let's hope he finds some 200-year-old cheese next. Our next story, baby born with 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 hearts in India. Alright folks, so this next story is nothing short of extraordinarily tragic, yet fascinating. In India, a woman has given birth to a baby with 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 hearts. Yes, you heard that right, 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 hearts. This rare condition is known as polymylia. It's caused by a genetic mutation during fetal development, and it's a story that has captured the attention of both the medical community and the general public.
In a rare incident, a baby with 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 hearts was born in Chhapra, Saran district in Bihar on Tuesday. However, the newborn passed away soon after the birth, as per News 18. As per the report, the baby girl was born at the Sanjeevani nursing home in Shyamchik, Chhapra via C-section as the woman did not experience natural pains in the expected time frame. The birth of the baby girl triggered curiosity among people who gathered to witness the extraordinary sight.
The baby was born on June 12, 2020 in Chhapra, Bihar. Despite having 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 hearts, it unfortunately lived only 20 minutes, but it did survive for 20 minutes after birth. It's a brief yet impactful life that has left a lasting impression on everyone who's heard the story. This condition, polymylia, is incredibly rare, and while the baby's life was heartbreakingly short, the story has sparked widespread discussion among medical professionals and touched the hearts of many around the world. The baby's mother is in good health, and doctors are closely monitoring her as she recovers from this physically and emotionally challenging experience. You know, it's stories like these that remind us of the incredible complexities of life and the resilience of the human spirit, even in the face of such overwhelming odds. This child's brief existence, though marked by sorrow, also serves as a reminder of the miracles and mysteries that still exist within the human experience. This upcoming story is a continuation of the ongoing story of the bizarre monoliths all over the world. Tonight, another monolith appears, this time in a remote area of the desert. And just when we thought we'd seen it all, another mysterious monolith has made its presence known, this time in a desolate, remote area of the desert. These monoliths have been popping up across the globe over the past few years, each one identical to the last, yet no one seems to know who or what is behind them.
In Lilo and Stitch, aliens make their presence known with a spaceship. But what if in real life the announcement came in the form of an art installation? Yesterday, the Las Vegas Metro Police Department let folks on social media know about the appearance of a mysterious monolith on a trail north of the city. They wrote, "We see a lot of weird things when people go hiking," and asked, how did it get up there?
I've never seen this before. Always looks like a UFO pointing something down.
As you may know, this comes just 2 months after a man discovered another Washington Monument-looking thing in Wales, and he said there were no footsteps around it at all.
What the heck is that?
And in 2020, many similar-looking structures were found across the world, starting with this beauty in the desert of Utah. It was spotted accidentally by wildlife officials while they were counting bighorn sheep from a helicopter.
Even going down there, they were nervous, like, were they going to get teleported to another dimension or something? Upon closer inspection, this is definitely a human-made object.
But could humans have then, in the coming weeks, also dropped off more mystery shapes in Romania, England, California, and Montana? Just kidding, that's from the movie Arrival. But some reports say that year there were around 24 discovered in just a few short weeks.
I guess this is the thing now, right?
Thus, with so many popping up in 2020 and now a few more in 2024, it makes you wonder, A, do aliens just love an election year? Or B, are we all being pranked in an admirably communal worldwide effort? Well, for the internet, the latter just is not as fun. One commenter on the Las Vegas Facebook post writing, quote, "I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens." Now, the only monolith I'm 100% convinced was made by aliens, this one, guys, constructed from gingerbread. I've tried many times to make a gingerbread house, and I've never got it to be 7 feet tall. What do you guys think?
Good point.
Well, Area 51.
I think they're all from aliens.
That's over there.
Yeah.
Aliens, declassifying UFO, aliens. Yeah.
See?
It's
Thank
just the
you,
most
Andrew.
logical
We have confirmed
answer.
it right here on
Yeah.
World News
Welcome.
Now.
The truth isn't
It's
out
cool,
there,
though.
it's in there.
How did it get there, though?
There were no footsteps.
Mystery deepens. Danny will keep following it for us.
The newest monolith was discovered by a group of hikers who, by pure chance, stumbled upon it while exploring the desert. Standing tall and glimmering in the harsh sunlight, the monolith is eerily similar to others that have mysteriously appeared and vanished over the past few years. But the question remains, why here? And more importantly, why now? Speculation is rife. Some believe it's an elaborate art installation. Others suggest it's a message from extraterrestrial beings, and a few even think it's a marketing stunt gone awry. Whatever the case may be, these monoliths continue to capture the imagination. And now, a Japanese woman was arrested for keeping her mother's frozen corpse in her home for 10 years. In a truly shocking and disturbing incident out of Japan, a 48-year-old woman named Yumi Yoshino has been arrested for keeping her mother's frozen corpse in her home for over 10 years. This case has sent shockwaves through the local community and raised serious questions about mental health and societal pressures.
Friday for allegedly hiding her mother's frozen corpse for 10 years. Joining us live from Japan, here's Dennis Liu to tell us more. Hello, Dennis.
Alma, good evening.
Good evening,
Local media
Dennis.
here reported that a Japanese woman who said she hid her mother's corpse in a freezer in her apartment for a decade told police she feared eviction if the death was discovered. Police said that Yumi Yoshino, 48, was held on suspicion of abandoning and hiding a female body found Wednesday in a freezer in a Tokyo apartment. Yoshino said after finding her mother dead 10 years ago, she hid the body because she didn't want to move out of the home they shared. Local media reported, citing unnamed police sources. The mother, Kyodo News said, thought to have been aged around 60 at the time of her death, was named on the lease of the apartment in a municipal housing complex. Yoshino had been forced to leave the apartment in mid-January after missing rent payments, according to the reports, and a cleaner then discovered the body in a freezer hidden in a closet. An autopsy could not determine the time and cause of the woman's death, while there were no visible wounds on the frozen body, the report said. The body had been bent to fit in the freezer, police told GG Press.
According to reports, Yoshino had been preserving her mother's body in a freezer since her mother passed away in 2011. What makes this case even more bizarre is that she reportedly dressed her mother's body in clothes and placed it in a chair, keeping up the appearance of a normal household. This case has highlighted the often overlooked issues of grief, mental health, and the extreme actions that can result when individuals feel isolated or overwhelmed. It serves as a tragic reminder of the importance of mental health support and the consequences of untreated psychological distress. While this story is unsettling, it's crucial that we address such issues openly and with compassion. By bringing these stories to light, we can hope to foster a better understanding of mental health challenges and the support systems needed to prevent such tragic outcomes. And for our final world news story, Japanese scientists successfully grow real flesh for robots. In a groundbreaking achievement, Japanese scientists have successfully grown real flesh that can be used to cover robots, making them appear more human-like. This innovative technology has the potential to revolutionize the field of robotics and open up new possibilities for human-robot interaction. Researchers at the University of Tokyo developed a method to grow real flesh in a lab using human skin cells. This flesh can be stimulated to make expressions, allowing robots to mimic human-like emotions. The team, led by Professor Shoji Takeuchi, has already demonstrated the effectiveness of this technology by creating a robot face that can smile and show emotions.
It's the product of a decade of research by scientists at the University of Tokyo. It may look a little eerie, but researchers say it could one day be used for testing cosmetics and medicine, and is an important step in the quest to make more lifelike robots. To create the smiling robot, scientists grew human cells into the shape of a face. The smile is produced from embedded, ligament-like attachments that pull it into a wide grin. Here's lead researcher Shoji Takeuchi.
そのリビングスキルをどうやって動かしたらいいかっていう技術が今までなかったんですね。で、そのためにこういうアクチュエーター、あるいはその安価を取り付けることによって、初めてその生きた皮膚をこう動かすことができたというのが僕らの新しい技術かなと思ってます。
According to Professor Takeuchi, by mimicking human skin ligament structures, we found a way to bind skin to complex structures. The team grew the skin cells in the shape of a face and used embedded ligament-like attachments to manipulate the skin into a wide grin. One of the challenges in creating human-like robots is overcoming the, quote, uncanny valley, a phenomenon where humans are uneasy or repelled by robots that appear almost but not quite human-like. By using real flesh, the Japanese researchers hope to bridge the gap and create robots that are more relatable and engaging.
In a scientific breakthrough, Japanese scientists have found a way to attach artificially created living skin to robot faces for more realistic smiles and facial expressions. Researchers say it paves the way for making realistic and moving humanoid robots with self-healing skin that will not easily rip or tear. The artificial skin is made in the lab using living cells. The study that is published in the journal Cell Reports Physical Science says that the robot skin is soft like real skin and can repair itself if cut.
We may be one step closer to robots that look just like humans. Scientists unveiled a humanoid robotic face created from, you ready for this one? Lab-grown, self-healing human skin. They used living cells, which resulted in a 3D facial mold and a 2D skin robot. They say it's actually a breakthrough, though, for the cosmetics industry, and they also hope that this can train plastic surgeons to improve their craft.
Look at the soft pink blob that looks at you with an almost lifelike reality. It's both thrilling and unsettling. It pulls its face into a charming smile. This is the peak of robotics research, courtesy of a team of innovative scientists in Japan. Led by the visionary Professor Shoji Takeuchi from the Institute of Industrial Science at the University of Tokyo, these researchers have achieved a breakthrough that could redefine our relationship with robots. Professor Takeuchi's team has been at the forefront of developing living robot skin, a bioengineering marvel that uses collagen, a key protein found in human skin, and human dermal fibroblasts, the cells that give our skin its elasticity and strength. By applying this living skin to a robotic finger, they've created a digit that can bend and move that's never been seen before in the world of robotics. Maintaining the quality and consistency of living skin is no small feat. That's why part of their research is focused on creating a vascular system for the robotic skin, a network of vessels and veins that would supply the necessary nutrients to keep the skin healthy and hydrated. This could significantly enhance the skin's durability and longevity. Wang acknowledges that engineering such a system will be a monumental task, but if successful, it could give humanoid robots the ability to look, feel, and perhaps even sense the world as humans do. You might be thinking, why would anyone use living tissue to make something like this in the first place? Well, Takeuchi has an answer for that too. He shared why living tissue is a game changer compared to traditional materials like metals and plastics. Living tissue isn't only as energy efficient as our brains and muscles, but can also repair itself, unlike synthetic materials. But that's just the beginning. They want to make the lab-grown skin even more lifelike by adding a circulatory system. This could revolutionize testing for cosmetics and medications, making it safer and more accurate. Plus, it could give robots a more realistic and functional covering. However, there's another challenge, the creepiness factor. People often find lifelike robots unsettling. The journey isn't without its hurdles, but each step forward brings us closer to a future where robots and humans can coexist in even more meaningful ways. And this living skin? It's just the beginning. The next steps involve making it thicker, adding wrinkles, sweat glands, and more. The pink blob that you've seen is just the 2D model. The team's also created a 3D model with a more human-like head shape. The next big challenge, incorporating sweat glands, sebaceous glands, pores, blood vessels, fat, and nerves. Takeuchi said. Movement is also important, so another important challenge is creating expressions by integrating sophisticated actuators or muscles inside the robot. So what's next for these human-like robots? Medical research, drug development, skin aging studies, and even plastic surgeon training.
The potential applications of this technology are vast, and the researchers plan to enhance the lab-grown skin by incorporating additional elements such as a circulatory system and nerves. This could lead to safer testing platforms for cosmetics and medications that are absorbed through the skin, as well as more realistic and functional coverings for robots. While the progress is significant, there are still challenges to be addressed, such as ensuring the consistency and quality of the living skin. Professor Takeuchi and his team hope to add more sensory functions in the next research phase, quote, to make the skin more responsive to environmental stimuli. The development of this technology has sparked interest and debate, with some experts hailing it as a breakthrough and others raising concerns about the potential implications. As the technology continues to evolve, it will be important to consider the ethical and societal implications of creating robots that are increasingly human-like. Well, folks, this story certainly showcases the innovative work of Japanese scientists in growing real flesh for robots, which has the potential to revolutionize the field of robotics and human-robot interaction. The use of real flesh can help overcome the, quote, uncanny valley and create robots that are more relatable and engaging. The potential applications for this technology are vast, and we look forward to seeing how it will be used in the future. But soon, we may have to develop ways to know not only if the people we see on TV are real, but also if the people we interact with in person are even human at all. How bizarre. That's one of many things we will have to adapt to in this AI-inspired renaissance we're now living in today. Indeed, this is truly the beginning of the greatest renaissance of all time. That will change our world in more ways than we can even imagine. Historically speaking, I think we are far from seeing another plateaued stage of technological growth and human adaptation for many generations to come. In fact, it would appear the increased growth only becomes more exponential as we navigate these early stages of the long journey that is the AI renaissance of human history. It's unfolding before our very eyes at an ever-escalating velocity. As a wise man once said, quote, there is a Chinese curse that says, may he live in interesting times. Like it or not, we live in interesting times. They are times of danger and uncertainty, but they are also the most creative of any time in the history of mankind. And everyone here will ultimately be judged, will ultimately judge himself on the effort he has contributed to the building a new world society and the extent to which his ideals and goals have shaped that effort. This quote is from the 1960s. Ha! If only he knew then how right he was, and how much more relevant that quote is now than ever before in human history, not only technologically, but also evolutionary and existentially for all humanity. The choices we make now will create ripples that span through future millennia, turning into tidal waves, affecting the world to come. Let's hope we all choose wisely and are extremely lucky, because the choices we make now will cause effects that span further into the future than humanly possible to foresee, by far. In this case, we're no more than blind children throwing darts in the dark and hoping for the best. We certainly live in interesting times, indeed. Well, and that's a wrap on today's wild ride through the world of offbeat news, from UFOs to the development of robots with living flesh. It's been one heck of a journey. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. It's your ticket to more strange, bizarre, and just plain weird stories from around the globe for free. Plus, it helps keep Blank Space growing strong and always improving for you, my beloved viewers. Heart. And as we close out, keep in mind the wise words of a great philosopher. The truth is out there, but it's also pretty weird. So stay curious, stay skeptical, and most importantly, stay weird. And don't forget, normal is just a setting on your washing machine. Thanks for joining me for this special Season 2 premiere episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all again next week for more wild and weird true stories of our world today, and another bizarre episode of Blank Space, where my space is your space too. So long for now, everybody. See you next week. This is Matt Blank, signing off.